Hey guys, welcome to the THL podcast for tonight. State of the Smoke. Here we are, waiting for Tommy to show up. So until Tommy shows up, I'm not going to make us wait for a very long period of time. I'm just going to get this thing started off and tell you what we're going to be doing tonight. And he's going to join us in a moment. So today we're doing three things. First thing, we're going to be talking with Andre J from Versatile Hookah. He's going to be joining us and telling us about his new product that he's been producing. And it's a new hookah to the market in the $100 to $200 range. It's going to be really exciting for us to hear about that from him. And then we're going to be talking about THL Trainer. And finally, we're going to be talking with Wayne Gonzalez and Cameron, one of our mods on the THL staff, about their company called Resin Kings, and which is a company that produces hose handles. Exciting. So, if you've never seen THL before, THL is a social community for hookah. That's right, it is for hookah. And what do? We talk about hookah, we have fun, we enjoy ourselves, and we do these broadcasts when we can and try to bring you guys some hopefully enjoyable content and information occasionally. Okay, so we're way on Tommy, but until he's here, let me start segueing into what we're going to be talking about. Because in 10 minutes we're going to have Andre joining us from Versatile Hookah, and what we're trying to do at THL is, I'm just going to pump this up so people can see me better. What we're trying to do at THL right now is we're trying to really put a focus on American hookahs, American hookah brands, and I'm going to explain really concisely now why it's so important to us. Okay, we're a very, very young market, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with hookahs anywhere else in the world, but our specific focus is our industry here, right? And we're trying to nurture every single company, whether it's HMDs like the Phoenix, whether it's hose companies like Moses Hoses, whether it's homebrewed bowl companies like the Relix, the Mason, the Stone, maybe it's hookahs like the Regal, the Prometheus, or the B2. These are things, or Hookah John, he's releasing a hookah in December. That's exciting. No matter what it is, we have to always support our local industry, because some other countries have a very big jump on us already. They have hundreds of people that are in the hookah community and industry. A lot of times these communities are larger. We're one of the largest groups in the United States at a little over 11,000 people. But if you go to Brazil, that dwarfs to hookah groups in the hundreds of thousands, right? So obviously we're very small still, which also makes us extremely vulnerable to companies just wanting to come in here and smash our little babies apart and setting their footholds and have no problem to shipping in hundreds of products into this country with their big marketing budgets. They have no problem doing that, right? But as community leaders, we want to try to keep focus on our local products. Not to say that if they're bad, that we're not going to give them a fair shake and give a fair point of view on how we feel about them. But we need to support them if they are doing well. We need to support them if they're doing well. And we need to push them. Right, we need to push them, because if we're not going to do it, no one else will, right? And that's the only way this industry is going to grow. The only way this industry is going to grow is if the companies that are here, trying to get started now, get their footholds, able to start making some money, and in turn hire people, and in turn those employments that they hire will create interest in our community and grow our community, and in fact make it wider, make it bigger. Because right now hookah in America is just going to lounge and having Alpaca or Starbucks, and there's so much more than that, right? We want to be bigger than that. We have to look at the vape community and see how inclusive it is, and how not only do you have your generalized brands, but you have your crafts. And we're going to have that here too, but we have to support are American companies. So tonight, and the next few weeks, especially me, I really one of the members wrote this, MIA, Made in America. But seriously, I really want to focus on Made American products because they're not bad. For as few products that the American market has, is actually some of the best products on the market. Okay? And I'm not even talking being biased or have false sense of objectivity. These products are just solid in the marketplace. And if you look at historically large brands in the marketplace out there, they all look at these products as a model for their own. So, it's not only do we have good products, they're extremely good products compared to these other markets that are completely saturated with hundreds of brands just trying to survive. So what are they doing? They look at the U.S. market. It's very small, and some people get very hyper about that, and that's great. New stuff. But I will always support American brands first because they need our help. They need our help. And my goal, and it's going to be very blunt, is to help this hookah industry get off its feet. Because if we don't do it, no one else will. And frankly, everyone has their own... What's going on here? Everyone has their own objectives and agendas, and that's fine. And sometimes it's curious what that may be. But I'm just being very blunt about what my goal is here. Tommy's here. Let me just add him in.
Hello, hello.
Hold on a second, Tommy. Sorry, Tommy. Figure since you were here, just get him a layout of the night.
Okay, cool. I can't see anything.
I'll share. Okay.
Hey, look, it's our show.
Yeah. Do you see it?
I see it. Perfect.
Okay. So basically, let me just raise your volume. There we go. So basically, what I was going through was I'm just going through the importance of having a strong American market in hookah, and you know, um, the fact that there is so many new brands out there coming from overseas, but they have hugely saturated markets, and we have literally three major hookah brands when I talk about stems: B2, Prometheus, and Regal, and that's it. And if you go to Russia or if you go to Brazil, they have thousands of people, hundreds of brands, and it's just oversaturated. And we, I'm sure their marketing budgets would allow them to squash most of our competitors here. So, you know,
Yeah.
some people have agendas for when they promote stuff all the time, and I'm just being very blunt on my agenda, which is I'm just trying to promote American products. I'm not going to be upset about saying that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely try, and I mean, not just with hookah, I try to do that with everything that I'm able to. I mean, I try to buy American when I can, but, I mean, really for me, even more so than necessarily just, whether it's American or somewhere else, it's something new that's kind of cool that we haven't really seen yet. It's, I mean, I think a couple vendors are going to be carrying it, right?
You're talking about the versatile hookah.
Yes.
Yeah, from my understanding, we're gonna have it's gonna be Hookah Junkie and 5 Star. It's gonna be carrying the versatile hookah. It's an interchangeable sleeve. It's a little short guy that could.
Yeah, they look pretty cool, and it's but in general, yeah, the American hookah market is in a really weird place.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not sure how much. I know that we feel the same way about this. We've had long conversations about it. Really, it's one of those things where, are these pipes that are coming from overseas cool? Sure, absolutely, they're very cool. But what you don't want to have it happen is, basically for overseas companies to pretty much supersede everything that happens as far as growth in the American industry. And one of the things to me that, and then this is based off of no insider knowledge or anything like that, but one of the things that I see that always kind of makes me like, uh-oh, is, if you go to like Regal's page and all the really interesting colors and all the different stuff that they're doing, it's all for Brazil. So is Brazil's market that much stronger than our market?
I would probably say so.
I mean, it's got to be, right? I mean, it's that you would think that must be the case if it looks like they're getting all the cool hookahs, or is it that because our enthusiast market right now is so caught up with, stuff coming from elsewhere that it doesn't, there's no real market for it here. I don't know, because they're real expensive, I believe. Like the real fancy ones that you'll see posted on his group or page or whatever it is.
Yeah, and I'm just worried with just the general direction that we're going, just because people are. And I'm just going to go back to karma because I just want to use that as an example.
Yeah.
We have a really great brand, Regal, here in the United States, like top notch. Like they're the creme de la creme. I don't care what you say about them. I'm sorry if maybe one of your pipes had a rotty situation, right? But 5% of all products, no matter what sort of brand you go into, is going to go bad for you. Like, it doesn't matter. You could be buying Intel, you could be buying Mac.
Yeah, any industry. I mean, we're not talking hookah. That's any industry.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, but this company is up there. It is one of the top 3 in my mind. I have a top 3 list, and Regal's up there along with B2. These are top brands in the industry. That's irrefutable. That's not, when I say I judge a hookah, I judge it on 2 characteristics. And I always told you B2 was one of those hookahs that I don't like pictures of it. I think it looks better in person. Mm-hmm. The 2 criteria I always judge a hookah on is probably the biggest one for me is balance of draw and purge. What the hell does that mean for a balance of draw and purge? Meaning that if I pull, sometimes we use the description, a whole pipe is very open, meaning like if you breathe normally, that's your draw, right? That's what some people use as an indicator of how good a hookah is. Now, that could be your indicator, but that's not my first indicator of how I decide if a hookah is good or not. For me, one of the most annoying things about a hookah that could happen is if the draw is completely unbalanced from the purge. What does that mean? Meaning that if I pull in with a certain air capacity, I expect the same amount of air that I'm pulling in, I should be able to pull out with the same, I should be able to push out with the same amount of equal force. And if those 2 are in balance, it's highly noticeable. Now, if your purge is going to be restricted, then also make your pull restricted. Make it even. That way, you know what to expect as you pull in. You know what to expect when you push out. And it's something I always judge a lot of hookahs on. And if you have those 2 balanced out, power to you. But sometimes you get some of these hookahs, and the pull is completely unbalanced from the purge. And it doesn't have to be open. A lot of people don't like open pipes. I'm not saying they'll be open. That's another indicator for something else that we could get into. But anyways, where I'm going with that is that a lot of American brands are balanced, highly balanced. And if you look at Regal, Regal has a highly balanced pull and purge. The B2 has a highly balanced intake and purge, and so does the Prometheus. Prometheus is not as open as the B2, but your lung capacity, your air intake, the amount of force you require to pull in is the same that you require to push out. And for me, that's a highly respectable indicator of someone that thought about the gauge sizes of what's coming in versus out. If you're pulling in and it's completely open and you're pushing out and you're bagpiping the goddamn thing, that's someone that didn't know what the fuck they're doing. They're like, whoop, do purge. That's not someone that thought about it, or they rushed it.
I have never considered this before. You said it, but you're absolutely right. Like I 100% agree, because I have absolutely and had pipes, that that do exactly what you're talking about. Whether the draw will be real easy and wide open, and it's real restricted to purge, and it definitely makes it more noticeable and annoying.
Yeah.
Carbine comes to mind.
Yeah, and guess what? If the purge if the draw should be as restricted as the purge to make a balance.
Yeah,
So,
no, like I said, I never have really gave it that much thought, but yeah, the hookahs that I like the best, that is definitely the case because I had like my old Egyptian hookah. It was way more restricted than my B2 or my Regal. It never bothered me as much, and I it's because it definitely was even like that. That's interesting thought, Frank. Look at you go.
well, that's the first thing. That's the first thing, because like the matte pair, it's not as I need to be specific to simple because I haven't tried the stainless steel. Some people are telling me the stainless steel is more open, but the matte pair simple, it may not be as open as the B2, but it's not meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem I have with that pipe is what I'm talking about.
That's
Is the
interesting.
imbalance of purge. The Sahara Smoke Executive, same problem. Open draw, imbalance purged. And Dusha, I find respectable because it's not as open as a Regal. It's close to it, but there's balance between the purge and the draw. And to me, that's very important. So, that's probably the biggest thing for me. We're at 11:17. We're going to get Versatile Hookah on here, guys. Thank you for that little rant I just went on there, but I apologize.
That was fun.
Let me see. Versatile Hookah. Doo-doo. All right, I believe we have a live room. Let's see what it looks like. If this is it. Is this one it? No, that's not it.
You did it to yourself.
I know. All right, this is it. Okay.
What's going on here?
You're black.
My screen's black.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to add him in here now. Just give me a second.
What's in the background? Why do we have a shitty? What are we? We're like some.
It's a set. It's the set for Eddie. Well, no, not Eddie. Who was the sock puppet?
Constantine.
Constantine. Yeah.
You said Eddie. What an idiot.
Whoever he is, he looks like an Eddie. Anyways, let me try and get our friend in here.
Yeah, so we're having in Andre at Versatile Hookahs. I don't know if anyone saw. Derek did his live. He did a live unboxing of the hookah, and then he also did his first smoke impressions. I didn't get to watch his first smoke impressions. I was working, but yeah, there's been a lot of talk about these pipes very recently, all across the hookah sphere. So we decided. It seemed like a lot of people wanted to get to know him. There seems to be a lot of the issue is that nobody knows who this guy is.
Okay, he's joining now. Just give me 1 second, Andre. I'll tell you when.
No problem.
Just add you in here. Okay. Let's get his video onto the stream. He is on. Do you see him now, Tommy?
I see him.
Do you hear him?
What's up, man?
Barely.
Can you hear me now?
You got earbuds you can plug in?
Give me 1 second. Let me find some.
It might be this. Let me try this.
Or Frank might be fucking you. We don't know. We never know what's going on.
Can you try talking now, Andre?
Yep. What's up, man?
Is that better?
No, I can't. He's real quiet.
Let's try that.
Testing.
It's actually worse.
Let me see. Oh, maybe this is it. Do you hear him now? So, just so everybody knows, Andre is from.
Yep.
Andre's from Versatile Hookah. He's here to answer some questions for us, and hopefully Tommy can hear him now. If not, I'm gonna figure out what's wrong with the stream. But he's here now, and that's perfect. Thank you for joining us, Andre.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me, man. Can you hear it?
Tommy's having a problem. Hold on a second. I think I know what it is.
Is it only me, or can everyone not hear him?
No, they could definitely hear him because they hear out of my. Let me see.
Andre, do you happen to know sign language?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't, so it's not gonna help us.
Oh, man.
But you hear him a little bit, right? Enough to hear him what he's saying.
Yeah. Could you grab my headphones? Either the table or the bedroom.
Because I think everyone on the stream hears him fine.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. They hear you both fine. I'm not sure why the difference is. Because everything seems fine on my end.
All right, I'm gonna plug headphones in and just turn my shit way up.
Okay. Maybe this is it. No, that's not it. Okay. Everyone good?
All right, let's talk.
Okay, so Andre, tell us a little bit about your hookah, how you got started. Like, who are you? First off, give us a little background.
So I was actually on Instagram for a while, never on the Facebook blogs or anything like that. I was actually known as Hookah on the Gram. I did a lot of pictures for Mason on my site, on my Instagram. But I've actually been, smoking hookah for a little over 10 years now. I'm not sure if you guys know the Mystique Ice Hose or the Manzari Crown.
Yeah, I have a Mystique Ice Hose in the freezer still.
Right.
I haven't used it in 8 years.
So I actually worked for that guy at his hookah lounge, and I actually worked for the guy who made the Manzari Crown. They're actually cousins, but I worked at their lounge for a while. Yeah, man, I've just been collecting over time, 10 years plus, just collecting hookahs, different hookahs, and it just over time, it's just like I'm paying all this money for hookahs, and I'm not getting the quality I want, or not being able to switch out different components when I want to. You know what I mean? So like, I'd rather have one hookah where I can replace different components to make it look different instead of buying a whole new setup.
Right.
So, yeah, man.
And that honestly makes sense to me because I think we talked about that sort of idea with other hookahs, right, Tommy?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the modularity is a huge thing in my opinion that the hookah industry is kind of lacking in a lot of ways, because with everything, so many hookahs go into the CNC machines design, and everything seems to be going in a threaded direction where everything's getting screwed together and whatnot. It seems that there's lots of opportunity for customization in the exact same way that you're trying to do.
Right.
Yes. So what I'm trying to do is make everything consumer friendly. Give you a good quality hookah and have you have those good quality parts that you can actually buy separately and attach it onto your hookah. So, doing different things. I've actually just started wood turning, believe it or not. So, all the sleeves, I know Derek posted his today, that was actually personally turned by me myself. So it's still a lot of room for me to learn more about, wood turning and what to make it better, or what materials I can use that would, just make it look different and better. But yeah, man, I just started doing everything. So
the basic idea, for anyone who hasn't seen and doesn't know anything about the pipes, the basic idea is it's a CNC like heart, right? And then all the ports are the CNC'd and all that stuff, and you have the actual down stem. That's all one solid piece. There's unscrews. Is that the deal?
Yes, everything unscrews.
So it unscrews, and then what you have is sleeves to cover your down stem. And are they always wood, or do you use other materials as well?
No, I just had the aluminum piece as the standard sleeve, which is what I sell when you buy a hookah. But the wooden ones, they were just something I just thought of to make it look different. So these are for now just wood, and then later on I'll start messing around with different materials, resin and stuff like that. So just to start off, wood was just the easiest to turn and just looks great.
I just found a picture here. I'm gonna bring it up, just so people know what it looks like, because it's very possible people might not know what this is.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
actually, I have some laid in front of me if you want me to flip the camera around.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. All right, so these are some of the sleeves I've actually turned myself. These are actually exotic wood, canary wood, blood wood. So this is diamond wood right here.
That's very cool.
And some more exotic wood. And you'll notice that most of these woods that I turn are actually different in shape or different sizes of, just the things I make. Just because some people can have a one-on-one piece. You know what I mean? So it's unique to them. It's personal. You know what I mean?
So, take me through the unboxing experience with somebody.
I'm going to interrupt you.
Okay, good. You have a question.
So, I actually don't. I want to let you know. I'm only able to hear through your mic that's in front of your mouth. I can't really hear him. So I can't really hear Andre.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm only hearing you.
Basically, he was just going through the different types of woods.
It's okay. Everyone else will be able to hear it. I mean, I saw it, and I'm catching some of it, but it's like coming from your headphone to your mic is all I can hear. So I'm only getting bits and pieces of him. So you're going to have to take the lead on this for the most part.
I think I just do this, maybe. No.
I don't know. He's not talking.
All right. Okay. So when someone gets a package from you, you said they're interchangeable sleeves.
Yep.
So when you buy it, and I believe it retails for how much? $170. Is that what it is?
The hook itself, yeah, $170.
Okay, and that comes with a sleeve array, or it doesn't come with a sleeve?
It comes with a standard aluminum sleeve, yes.
Okay, so that's even so. You get so. What does that look like? What does the hookah originally look like for $170? I guess is my question.
I don't have one laid out here with the sleeve. I actually have mine right here.
Yeah, because I always see it with it. I see that wood all the time, but I haven't seen just aluminum. Have you, Tommy, yet?
No, I haven't. So I actually thought it was always only just wood.
Okay, so that's silver.
Yes.
That shouldn't look bad.
The black one.
Yeah, I like it.
The black one I could actually take everything off and then put it on. 1 second. One second, guys.
Still no, Tommy?
No, I don't know what's going on. It's like our first one.
All right, here we go. That's the black.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
you need more pictures?
Oh yeah, I was just curious because whenever I see the videos of it, or pictures rather, it's just with the wood. Mm-hmm. So I think people may, like me, just expect that. Yeah, yep. It may come with a wood sleeve already, but that's not the case. It comes with the aluminum sleeve. Yep. And then, will the vendors that people buy from, you said it's been mentioned, it's Hookah Heroes, and not Hookah Heroes, Hookah Junkie and 5 Star that are selling this, right? And when people get that, do they have a option from those vendors to get a sleeve, or do they have to come to you?
No, they would actually have the option of getting the exotic woods. On my side, personally, I'll have only the diamond wood, but eventually I'll have some exotic woods on there as well.
Okay. So if you add a wooden sleeve to your order, what is the cost difference between that and aluminum at that point?
So the aluminum is standard 170. So if you add, I have different various price points. So from $70 ranges to $100 ranges. So top notch, you're probably looking at 270 for a sleeve and a hookah, diamond wood sleeve and a hookah.
Okay. So that's $270 if you
Yeah.
get with the diamond wood sleeve plus the hookah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And you're looking at around 220 with the exotic wood.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. And that is that's just for the stem and the sleeve, the 270.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
actually, personally, I think it's actually an affordable price. You look at some of these hookahs with diamond wood, you're paying what, $300 to anywhere from $300 to $600, and if you wanted to do resin with burl wood on it, same thing, right? So $100 for a sleeve, I think it's very affordable. I mean, that's why I have different price points. Some people might not want to pay $100. Maybe they want to pay a little less, but I obviously feel that it's actually affordable.
Hmm. So the sleeve on its own would be how much?
So I have some for 70, some for 80, some for 90, and some for 100. And then the exotic woods would go for 50.
Okay. So if they get it through Hookah Junkie, they're paying the $100 rate. It sounds like, right, for those wooden sleeves that are on there. Will you be selling wooden sleeve accessories that are independent on those websites as well? So if someone wants to buy additional sleeves, they could, or
So yeah, Hookah Junkie and 5 Star would get the exotic sleeves. I'm not sure if I want to put out the diamond wood just so it's exclusive to my website. But if they wanted to, yeah, they can buy different sleeves.
so the current plan is the diamond woods would be sold. Currently, the plan is to be sold through your website.
Yes.
Exotic sleeves would be sold through Hookah Junkie and 5 Star.
Yes.
By default, the aluminum, but they're not gonna put the sleeve on for you. They're just gonna include it in the box. Is that what happens? It like just comes separate.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you put the sleeve on yourself.
Yes.
How long does it take to swap those sleeves? Is that like a difficult
It's
thing?
actually
Or?
very easy. See if I can get one on here.
I know Derek did an awesome demonstration, but in case some people here haven't.
Yeah, it just slides right out and you put the same one back on. They already had this feature on some hookahs already, but no one actually sold it as a separate piece. If you wanted to buy one, you had to buy a whole new setup. So, yeah, it's fairly easy to put on, take off.
Okay, so when you say we're about to go through some live Q&A here, and by the way, guys, if you want to do the live Q&A, please ping my Facebook Messenger. Actually, ping Tommy's. That way, I don't hear the dings. Oh, I muted Tommy by accident. There we go. There we go.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah. So I can't hear anything Andre's saying anyway. So just ping me and I'll shoot you the link and you can hop in.
It's bizarre because he can hear what you're saying.
It's very faint. I can hear more of what you're saying, Frank.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like a setting I have here I need to figure out.
I don't know.
But
Are you ready to open it up for that? Because I got somebody who wants to join.
yeah, why don't you send me their name for the first one? And Andre, while we're getting that set up, is there anything you want to say about the product any further that you want to bring up that maybe people are not aware of, or before we get something else in here?
So yeah, I've just just basically I just want to take some notes to see what I can perform on, and I know a lot of people don't have the product. I know Derek was actually the first one to have it, and he mentioned about the tray, which I already took note of, and I already have some work drawings done for it, so that should be coming out soon. It's just different things that I need to change to make it better, and I hope everyone's happy with it if they do decide to buy it.
And oh, we're having Fletcher. Okay. Um, Fletcher, can you hear what's happening right now?
I mean, I can hear you. Can't hear Tommy, I don't think.
Tommy, try speaking.
You should be able to hear me because we're both
I
on
can hear
hang.
you, and I can't hear Andre.
So maybe I'll try to give Andre the same link, so that way you guys on the same
Yeah, let's
thing.
have Andre hop on hangs.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be great. Hi, Fletcher.
What up?
So
What are you smoking, buddy?
Do you want me to join the link?
A modified Triforce. It's Trifecta
Yeah, if you
by
could.
Ice, Raspberry, and Pulp Friction.
Nice.
Okay. So he's gonna be joining that, and
What all's been talked about so far?
this is the price point of the hookah. So basically, the aluminum stem on its own. So when you get the hookah, you don't get the wooden sleeve. When you get the hookah, it comes with this aluminum sleeve, and that's for $175. And if you want to get the wooden sleeve on top of it, in the box or next to it, then it goes up to $275.
Okay.
So the base model just has the aluminum. Let me try inviting him directly like this too, because I think sometimes.
Just send him a Facebook link.
There we go.
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh, that's what Andre sounds like. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, bro?
There we go.
All right, so we're gonna start some of our Q&A. Well, Fletcher, you're the one here. You're the one that has the questions, obviously. So
Again, Andre, what all of you told him, just kind of like talk about price point and what all it is.
Mhm.
So I guess me and you've seen some of my concerns since I do work directly with manufacturing companies.
Yes.
You chose Canada, which doesn't make sense in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
Because manufacturing is more expensive there. And when you have things manufactured there, you have to pay an import tax on a manufactured good on top of aluminum tariffs. But then if you were to just bring in raw material, you just pay the tariffs, which is what we do. And then we manufacture because the imported goods are more expensive. So your price point to me doesn't say that it was made in Canada at $170. It seems sus.
Okay.
So you're saying, Fletcher, that based on your experience working with Canadian companies importing products, that you feel that what?
I even asked the owners of the manufacturing company if there's any way you could manufacture a good cheaper in Canada than you could in the United States, and they said there's basically absolutely no way.
So I understand your point. So let me give you some points of where I work at. I work for one of the largest manufacturing companies in the United States. We actually have a sales department, which I used to work at in New York City. It's on 35th Street, right across from the Empire State Building. We actually deal with what?
I said I know where it's at. I spend about 40 days a year in New York.
Okay, all right. So we have 2 factories out in Toronto, right?
Okay.
So we basically deal with them mostly, right?
So you all outsource your manufacturing?
No, we don't do. We have 2 big factories over there. So we do all the metal, all the corrugated, all the vac forming, plastic, graphics. So I actually mentioned this to my boss that I was actually wanting to come out with a hookah because she knows I'm very interested. So she decided to have me make it in Toronto, and they actually worked closely with me making this hookah. And it was at a cheaper price for me because I worked at the company for over 4 years. So they actually gave me like a employee discount, you might say.
Okay. So what happens if, let's say you change jobs? Does the price point of your hookah randomly go up to $300 a hookah? $400 a hookah?
Well, no, right after this, I want to do it in New York. Not New York, in the U.S. So my dream is to have this hookah produced in the U.S. to make it onto the U.S. market. But for now, starting off, I feel like that was the way to go. Just have a start off hookah, make it in Toronto. I had a cheaper price. That's fine with me. Once I get the feedback, all the new changes will be made here in the U.S.
Okay. Do you all of a sudden have a place here in the United States that makes stuff?
What do you mean?
Well, you said that you have 2 manufacturing plants in Toronto and you have a sales department in New York.
Yes.
Are you going to outsource it to someone else, or is your company still going to make it in New York?
Well, no, the company right now that I work for, they're actually going to produce the trays for me because I did get transferred to a Long Island office, which is actually they acquired. It's called Summit. They actually acquired that business, and it's a huge facility, and it's actually kind of the same as Toronto, but less big. So they're actually going to produce the trays for me, and from there we'll see how it goes. But I actually found a place in Oregon, which I was telling you, Chris King. I reached out to him to see if he could actually help me produce some of these, but after the changes are made.
Okay. So the reason, is it over in Bay Shore?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm researching as you're speaking. But that being said, like, I know you have taste and want to support like American companies and American made and American run because you have hella Mason products and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I guess, what is it, just because you got it cheap is the only reason you decided not to support, I guess, that?
Well, it's not that I got it cheap too. Well, price point is good for me, but I work at the manufacturing company. I know the manufacturing company, right? So I'd rather do it with people I know, and then first run, just do it with people I know, and then later on outsource it to U.S. markets and see if they can make it for me.
Okay. And then you said the diamond woods you're doing yourself?
Yes, I am. So the ones I actually have on my site, which was $70 to $90 price range, actually had them lathed by a company out here in Long Island. And I really didn't like the way they made it similar in ways and just the different colors. And on top of that, they didn't finish the product. So I would still have to, find some place to actually put the glaze on it, the sealer, sand it down, and do all that stuff. So I was like, all right, I might as well take that money that I'm going to spend finishing that product and actually buy some machines and do it myself. So I learned wood turning in a week. I'm still researching up different products, different materials to use to actually better the product. So.
Okay, and you're not making your diamond wood, obviously. You're just buying blanks?
I'm buying blanks, yes.
Okay. I'm trying to think of like things I can ask that don't tell too much about product pricing at the original cost.
What it sounds like you're asking Fletcher is if he's importing it from China.
Oh, no. All diamond wood's not even a real wood. It's just composite
plywood.
It's literally not even that expensive. It's just
layered plywood.
You're paying because they basically glue a bunch of plywood together and color some layers. Like, it's not even an exotic wood. It's not real. And a lot of people don't know that about diamond wood, or they kind of like ignore the fact that where's the closest diamond wood tree? If you were doing like koa wood or like, burls are actually just scraps typically.
Exactly.
So a lot of these exotic woods aren't actually exotic woods. If you're doing like a tiger's eye maple, yeah, Like, look at guitars. Like, exotic wood guitars are actual exotic woods.
Okay.
A lot of people aren't. I mean, all companies are referring to them as exotic woods, and they are when it comes to hookah, because most people are just used to like pine.
Yep.
And so yeah, I think the thing I'm getting at is the sleeves are cheaper than the actual aluminum that you're using.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it cost. And so that's what didn't make sense to me, is like, you're charging more for the sleeve, the diamond wood sleeve, than like the aluminum, which is actually more expensive than the wood.
Yep. So, sorry to interrupt you. So basically, my point on that is not everybody's gonna keep buying aluminum sleeves. So the more profit I can make is off of the accessories, off of the sleeves, of diamond wood sleeves. That's the more profit I can make off of it. It's just that these interchangeable pieces is what you'll be profiting off of. I know I'm selling the hookah at a lower price for consumer friendly prices, but you know, most of the money is going to be coming off the accessories.
That in saying, and I get that 100%. Like, although that contradicts you saying, you know, you came into this not to make money, it was just a fun thing.
Yeah.
So you are in it to make money. Like, that's the goal.
Well, you still need to make money to buy new machines. As I said, I'm doing this myself with cheap machines. I have to afford the bigger machines and all that stuff too.
So you're basically using a Cleveland rather than a 5-axis.
Excuse me?
A Cleveland rather than a 5-axis?
What does that mean?
There's CNC machines?
In Toronto.
Yeah, no, but like, they're machine. You said the bigger machines. Like, a Cleveland is a small CNC machine, and a 5-axis.
I'm actually talking about the lathe machines. If I'm producing these lathe machines, well, not producing lathe machines, producing these diamond wood sleeves, I'm actually using my lathe machine. And the lathe machine I have is actually a very cheap lathe machine that won't even work that good.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to have a better machine, I still need to make some profit in order for me to get better machines to do it.
Okay. But the aluminum's more expensive than the diamond wood. Why would? Yeah, I mean, I guess it. Again, the red flags were there for me, in a sense of like, one, I know you know about the communities. I know you know about the industry. I know you know certain people. You have a lot of products. And then I guess the red flag was for me is I've seen a lot of companies coming into the industry where they make friends outside and they build all these relationships. And then all of a sudden you don't hear anything from them. And then like people start talking about them and say things like, I don't know if y'all have heard about this yet, or I haven't seen this yet. And so when you do that, and then all of a sudden people start talking about it, and then when people start questioning it, you become this person. And it seems somewhat like you just want to be a part of the community, one, to make money. You see you can benefit off of it, which, yeah, of course you can. That's where you need to sell your stuff. Selling direct, you make more money than selling it wholesale to Alex or Maz or whoever. So the red flag was for me was that, and then your price point is extremely low for a Canadian manufactured product. I don't think, yeah, I mean, again, I had a lot of red flags. I'm curious about them. I mean, the design looks decent. The tray is honestly a joke of a tray. No offense. It's like this big.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%.
I mean, it would take maybe 3 minutes to water jet something twice the size. So, I mean, you know, I just feel like the way you came in and the way people started talking about you seemed like a lot of shady companies. And I mean, I'm probably going to drive out to Nashville to try Christians because I can't see myself dropping 170 on a hookah that I've never smoked out of.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, those are a lot of my concerns, and like I said, some of your pricing doesn't make sense with your diamond wood blanks.
Okay.
Mainly because I do know cost on those, but people in the industry seem to pay a lot of money for diamond wood. And I guess my not understanding your pricing on it was based off of you saying that you weren't you aren't doing this just to make money off the community, which is kind of what you're doing. And I mean, again, it makes sense. You're in a business, like, but you just say that up front. I felt like you told me the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
But I know
So,
you don't spend time not to make money. Time is money, bro. I get it.
yeah, I'm spending like 8 hours just lathing some of the wood by myself. You know, finishing and lathing. It all takes time, and especially all the products you need to finish the good is actually really expensive.
Yeah, no,
You
we
know,
make.
so some of the waxes I've used, I've actually got them from Canada as well. They actually were from Yorkshire, actually. I'm not sure if you heard of Yorkshire grit.
Mm-mm.
But you can't even get them out here overseas. And it's very costly.
Sorry if I'm talking so much, Frank. You can cut me off. Tell me to get the fuck out.
No, I think, there's probably there's a segment of the community that probably feels how you do, and there's other parts of the community that feels how Derek does. He's very excited about it, and I think it's just an interesting way to get the extremes of both sides and try to get to a middle ground where everybody is.
Well, the big thing too is like, I know a lot of these people in the community, and I know for a fact some of these people, like, I'm assuming Andre hooked him up with pricing. Like, I'm going to go ahead and guess that, Andre, whether you want to admit it or not, I'm going to go ahead and guess a lot of these people are not paying full price to start repping your product before you're actually a brand.
Nah, actually, Derek did pay full price for it.
That's one out of like 3 or 4 people I've heard post about.
Christian, I've sent Christian his.
So, I mean, I think I trust someone that has a free product actually more. I know people are like, oh, they feel inclined. But at the end of the day, if I spent $270 on a hookah, I wouldn't want to talk shit about it because I don't want to look like an idiot that just wasted $270. I don't think Derek's an idiot. Don't. Derek, if you're watching, trust me. I think I'd respect you. But like, that's kind of the thing is like, it was kind of like this, like, all of a sudden, and I just felt like this person's reaching out to people, sending product, and we've seen it before. We've seen communities talk up products that have been trash.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt and feels the same.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Because you knew who you were talking to on social media, and you knew who you hit up on Instagram and who you had conversations with and whose photos you liked and got them to message you. Targeted marketing is key. I mean, that's what I do for a living.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, I know what you did and how you did it. And I guess I'm more privy to that along with manufacturing goods. To be like, because, people have said, oh, well, I found him and yada, yada, yada. But, like, they found you a certain way. And social media is a beautiful thing when you can get the right people.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I haven't been on the forum, so I wish I was, but I've been on Instagram for a while now. And just, Christian is a good friend of mine. Well, I don't know him personally, man to man, but through social media, he's helped me a lot with some of the questions I've had.
And just so you know, Fletch, we're going to be wrapping you up in 30 seconds so we can move on to the next segment. But
I usually wrap it up and only take 30
So if you have any last thoughts or anything before we sign you off.
I mean, it's all good. Like I said, I just wanted to clarify some of this pricing stuff because, again, I know for a fact I'm kind of blown away that this giant company is giving. I mean, I don't know what your actual job is. I don't know how big or small of a person you are, but that's a big old discount. Mm-hmm. Big old discount that you're getting.
All right, cool. Thank you for joining us, Fletch, and give us your perspective and questions to Andre here. I think we have possibly one more person to bring on after you, Fletch. Let me see.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just dipset then. I'm going to go.
Nice meeting you, man.
Oh, dude, pleasure, man. So, I mean, again, sorry if I sound like an asshole. I'm just a blunt.
No, it's cool. It's cool, man.
You can ask them pretty much any company. I grill. I've been around for a minute. and I've worked in the industry. I've worked for a tobacco company and all that jazz. So I know a little bit sometimes, but not everything all the time.
Yeah. No, it's
So-
great to meet new people and see what they did before. So it's honestly, thank you for your questions. And
Yeah, I mean, and let me know. I mean, like I said, I can always write you a PO if you want American-made products.
oh, that's great, man. Thank you.
So cool, Frank. I'm just gonna click end. I
Go
hate
for
you, Tommy. You're beautiful, and
That's-
Andre. Nice to meet you.
That sounds
Nice
like
to meet
a
you, man.
general consensus. Thank you, Fletch. Tommy, you can't speak? Try unhooking your headset. Yeah, because I can't forcibly mute you. So I think it's on your side somehow because it has to do something with your mic because I can't control that.
Now you got me now.
Yeah. It's up with the headset probably interfering with your mic.
I guess I had to unplug the mic too. Now the stupid computer mic here.
Yeah, so I'm trying to see here. We have one more person to join. Ask Andre anything. I know that was a tough one, Andre. Flesh is very passionate. You know, just like yourself. You know, I wouldn't. Sometimes people get really personal with this stuff because it's personal to them, and they express it in different ways. And
Yep.
you know, take it with stride and just realize that he means well. Everyone
Yep.
means well. So,
And I think, can anybody hear me now? Am I audible?
yeah, you're audible.
I think, you know, it sounded like to me anyway, and I kept trying to say this when the conversation was happening, and I was, of course, muted for some reason. But, you know, I think that, at least for me, some of the issues that Fletch seemed to bring up, it seemed like Andre kind of almost had an answer for. You know, the idea of the pricing, for example, you know, to me, if that's the plan, if your plan is really to sell them, so you're trying to sell the base model relatively cheaply so that it'll be very appealing to people, and then instead of upgrading up to a new pipe, they're going to just hopefully buy other pieces.
Buy the sleeves, yes.
And then the next thought is, well, like, then you are in it to make money. Well, everybody business is to make money.
Yeah, my
Well,
problem.
You're not anymore, Andre. That's all it is.
My
No, you still
problem
need
is.
to make money. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say my problem is not trying to figure out what the business model is of how you're trying to make money. That's not really my concern. If the price of the hookah as a consumer sounds about right, obviously he's looking at it for a different perspective because he makes this stuff also on his end. So maybe that's why he's looking at it that way. He's trying to look at margins and what he thinks is justifiable. But for me as a consumer, I don't know that stuff. I just look at things as an overall price point. 170 plus 100. You know, for me, that may be expensive for me personally, just because it's
Okay.
going to Regal territory. You know, because, but you make a valid point that these are customizable pieces, and you could interchange the sleeves, and it's gonna be really hard for us to really figure out whether that's good or not. I mean, it's gonna take. You're gonna be selling them, and you're gonna find out soon enough what people think of it. You know, and
Yep, that's true.
it's definitely your first foray into it, and it's more than I could do. So, you know, a lot of people feel sometimes comfortable. I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody that was on the stream, like Fletch, at all. I'm just saying in general, people tend to try to criticize others' efforts, even though they wouldn't do it themselves. And I'm not just talking about this. I'm talking in general, where you have people a lot of times that create something, and then suddenly the bandwagon rolls out, and there's a mariachi band in the back screaming loudly like "suck, suck, suck." Then you do it, but you know, in general. But like I said, I think for Fletch, I think he sees it differently because he makes his stuff, and he has his perspectives. And for me, just to be objective as a consumer, all I have is my leverage points or reference points. So I think it's cool. I'm very excited that we have a new hookah product in the American market. I'm excited to see what it does, how this market accepts it, what the other markets start thinking of it, not only here in the U.S., like Russia and Brazil especially. Um, we were just talking about Brazil, where he's real selling $800,000 pipes down there, and they're not even offered over here. So, the American market necessarily isn't always the canary in the tunnel of whether your products can be successful or not. You have a product that does lukewarm in the United States and then take it to a different market, and suddenly, you're frying fish on top of a rock. It's hot. Yeah. But, Tommy, did you want to add anything for Andre?
I really don't. I don't really have any other questions. I mean, for me, I feel like Andre definitely got a chance to to address some of the things that have been said, and I think that have some questions. Hopefully, got some answers from this. And I'm very excited to see how it does. I'm excited to see what you do next. I hope that it can keep rolling for you. And I'm excited to try it. I want to try the thing.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
Is there anything else you want to add before you drop off about your product?
Just, hopefully whoever buys one could give me some negative, positive feedback so I can actually learn from what I've made. It's the first off hookah I ever created. I have over 35 different hookahs, and it's just great to know people's thoughts and opinions about it.
Let me ask you this before you actually go. What would you say was the most unexpected, difficult part of creating a hookah? Like, you were going through it, maybe there's a part where you thought it would be a lot easier, but it turned out to be a lot more difficult, or something you weren't expecting to be a problem to begin with and suddenly was. What would you say that would be, if you had to name one thing that you learned from?
Actually, designing the hookah itself, making sure the measurements and everything is on point, it was definitely the hard. Just because I'm not an engineer, I actually did try to use AutoCAD to figure out some of this stuff, but it's extremely hard to do what these engineers do. And kudos to anybody who's before, because it's a lot of time and effort that goes into it.
For sure. Well, thank you, Andre, for joining us. We really do appreciate having you. Tommy, anything else you want to add before?
No, I wanted to mention Andre. Andre, since that you're relatively new to the groups, one of the things I can tell you for sure, and I mean this is true with THL and it's true with all the other groups really, which is you'll find it's really the same core group of people that converse in all the groups anyway. But one of the things that we do, and most of the groups do this, they'll do like the Google Hangouts. We'll have Hangout smoke sessions where there'll be anywhere from 5 to 20 people in the room, all talking and bullshitting. Anytime you see that, feel free to hop in, dude. Because I mean, it's one of the biggest things that I saw. When your hookahs first started being talked about.
Who is this guy?
Who is this? Like, who is this guy?
Yep.
Who is this company? I never heard of this. I don't know what it is. I'm not on Instagram. Like, I'm not really. I don't pay much attention to Instagram myself, so I had never heard of it. Until Derek was talking about it. So, I think it would definitely be beneficial to you to be a part of the community, and not just to be there as a guy who's there to sell your product. So don't just be in our group and all the other groups, posting ads and showing off pictures of how pretty.
Definitely not.
You said you have 35 pipes. I want to fucking see all of them. Like, be an active member of the groups.
Oh, you want? Oh, I thought you want to see it now.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Andre, for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, and we hope to see your product on the shelf soon at Hookah Junkie and 5-star.
Thank you, guys. All right, have a good one.
Bye.
Breaking news. Breaking news, Frank?
I don't even know what news we have.
We have news?
No.
What's next?
I don't know what news we have. I'm looking for the right scene.
What's happening?
I don't know. Okay, here we go. We're done with that. We're done with that. All right. So that was cool. We had Andre J here from Versatile Hookah. We tried to do a QA live session. I think we need time those next time we did them because nothing to Fletch. But you know, I feel he was making his points, and I didn't want to interrupt them. But I think 5 minutes maybe per guest in the future, because otherwise we just, me and you just, we don't know when time passes. It's 12:06. 12:06. We have more coming up. We just finished Andre J. We still have Resin Kings joining us. Well, I think it's just Resin King. So I know you had questions for Wayne.
Which one? Wait, which king are we getting?
Just Cam.
Never mind.
Well, we could talk first about THL Trainer.
THL Trainer.
Yep, it's still going on, and the THL Trainer takeover, Tommy, I really don't appreciate.
And it has severely died down. I'm extremely disappointed in pretty much all of our members. Like, this is why I say robots, because you guys don't fucking do shit anyway. We need to see THL, hashtag THL Trainer all over the internet. All over the internet, everywhere. We want to see it. We want to see. I mean, I do. Frank doesn't. Frank doesn't like this idea or plan. He's very, very glad that it's failing. Now, if there's one thing I know about all of our members, it's that we like to piss off Frank. So if you want to piss off Frank, go to any page, any group, any forum, any Instagram page, whatever, wherever you decide to go, and post hashtag THL Trainer on something.
I just don't want to piss off random people trying to look up Reynolds foil wrap or Kraft macaroni cheese and see some guy saying, hookah hookah, THL Trainer. You know?
I don't know what I mean, you're definitely gonna be. It's, you know, we're going viral.
By the way, your mic keeps cutting out. I'm not sure if it's because it's on the side of you.
No, it's not on the side of me anymore. It's my stupid computer mic is the only one I can use now because it wasn't working.
Oh.
It's not that good.
But seriously, guys, THL Trainer is a program we're kicking up, and it's really just to give highlights to people that help a lot in our community. We did it last year. It was awesome. We're doing it again. We're gonna make some cool swag. I still have speakers to give out, I know. But luckily it's probably not gonna be me handing out these t-shirts, so you have a hope. You know, it's gonna be great, and quite frankly, you know, it's your chance to elevate yourself, you know, because I sense you guys out there. I sense you want more out of your life. I sense you want something different. You want to be special. You want to be unique. And THL trainers do that. THL trainers do that. Before this stream, Tommy wasn't on here, and I'm going to tell you right now, Tommy was saving somebody. That's what trainers do. They go out, they save people. Cat in a burning building. Tommy went in there, THL trainer. Firemen are like, okay, we're back off. You're a THL trainer. You're here now. He went in that building, got the cat, made out with the old woman, and came onto this stream. It was amazing. And this is what we do every day.
Yeah. Great power comes great responsibility. You guys, everyone to be important and to feel special and to feel popular. And I mean, you know, what better way than to be a designated trainer at the largest hookah group in North America?
That's right. That's right.
Thanks, robots.
Don't listen to him. Don't be a loser.
Don't be a loser. I love that.
Stop. Stop being a loser.
Your time on the internet with us.
Stop losing and start winning. Okay? Join the winning team.
Oh, no.
You look at your friend next to you. Look at your friend next to you. What are they doing? Nothing. I'll tell you right now. Because they're not THL trainers. Nothing to do with matters right now. What, are they packing a bowl without the tag THL trainer? Who does that? I don't do that. I wake up in the morning. I look in the mirror, Tom. You know I go? You're a THL trainer, bitch. That's right.
Sometimes it's the only way I can get out of bed.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've been wearing my THL t-shirts to sleep in lately. Really, I mean, I've been, you know, I know I come on these lives, we tell a lot of jokes, but it's all a facade. I'm extremely depressed in my daily life, and the only thing that keeps me going is really just coffee and knowing that I'm back to THL trainer. That's it.
That's right. That's right. So before you pile drive your cousin next week, just remember, before you do it, scream THL trainer, because that's the most important thing, guys.
The most important thing you can do in life.
Before you drive that point home.
We have this conversation, and what is happening next? So we're going to bring Cam on. Talk to us about California.
Yeah, I think Cam can't hear Tommy. Yeah, Tommy keeps cutting out because of his mic.
I am going to leave and rejoin.
Okay.
Why don't you?
So we're gonna have Cameron Zaman join us from Resin Kings. So we're gonna have a Resin King join us talking about their new pipes because Wayne's busy tonight playing Dungeons and Dragons and Shoots and Ladders. It's okay, you know, you can do that. Try talking, Tommy.
Hold on one second. All right, can you hear me?
I hear you. We'll see if it cuts out. It's cutting out again, but
It's still cutting.
Let me get Cam in here. Just 1 second, guys. We have Cam joining us from Resin Kings. 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 The king is stuck. We're waiting for a Resin King. There he is. Alright, here we go. We have...
Hello, my lovely friends.
We have Resin King here. Live.
Well, we got one here.
We have one. We have one of the important ones. There's two, so that's good. Oh my god, what are you smoking out of? Is that a Resin King handle?
Yes, sir, it is.
Oh my god.
Hold on, let me get this. There we go.
Look at that wood.
Oh, yeah.
My god, I am never been happier in my life right now. Oh no, you just killed it. What is that pink tip? What is that pink tip? You're like all this melee energy going all the way up the pipe, and then you get to the top, it's like a pink tip. Look at that.
Hold on, let me put the light on. Let me put the light on better.
Oh yeah, so you see the pink more? It's gonna come out. It's gonna become fluorescent pink now. It's gonna be like the happiest color in the world.
The handle is pink itself, pink and purple.
Pink and purple.
Yep. The shop light on here. There we go. That's better.
So anyone that's tuning in that doesn't know what Resin Kings is, and so I can also slice my video from here.
There we go. You can't see it really well, but the resin's pink and purple.
So I can't tell if that's just the screen reflecting through your resin or if it's just the pink mouth tip doing that. But I'll take your word for it. But why don't you give us the 90-second or 60-second elevator pitch? What is Resin Kings? What do you guys do? You know, do you guys make all types of hookah handles? Do you have a specific focus? I see some with wood. I see some pure resin. What's the goal? Where are you guys going with it? Let's go with, like, who are you?
Okay, so me and Wayne are two guys from California.
Okay.
We, by the way, best day in the world, Tommy, Frank, so you know. Um,
We'll see you guys later. Tune in next week for State of
it'd be funny if Tommy didn't break up though, so that's cool. Anyways,
I wish that you,
I don't understand what he said, but okay.
I wish that you would break into like a million pieces.
I think he says he likes M&Ms in a million pieces.
I think that's what he said too. I'm assuming he said too. Anyway, so Resin Kings, it's an idea. It's we wanted to bring something different to the market.
Okay.
The only person that actually did work with resin and wood was Vahe at the point. Regal's getting into it now too, but Vahe was the only one that was doing that. But he was doing it for his hookahs though. Well, we wanted to do resin and wood for our handles. Be a little bit different.
Who's Vahe?
Vahe is the manufacturer of this beautiful B2 hookah that I have here.
There you go, guys. Vahe is the owner of B2 Hookah. If you've never checked them out, check them out. They're a great hookah brand.
American company.
America, baby.
Oh yeah.
So you're getting into it now. He was the first one to start doing it in the United States, and now you're making your handles. Now, is your plan to continuously do both a mix of wood and resin and just pure resin, or are you guys exploring right now? Are you trying to find like a sweet spot? Like what do you guys think you're gonna do?
We're in the market for both. We want to do resin and wood. Not mainly wood, just because wood. There were already wood handles out there, but resin is going to be the focus that we have. So we're going to have like either all resin handles or resin with wood.
Okay.
So we don't want to get too we don't want to move too far from where we're at right now, just because we're barely finding a groove in making these things. I don't know if you guys saw the test run, but the initial batch that we did at what is it called, HEW, they were okay. They weren't the greatest pieces of artwork, but the idea was there. The idea that we wanted came to fruition.
So, are these the only two materials you're considering? Are there other materials you think about making out of hookah handles? Is that in a secret vault someplace? Or?
Well, actually, we actually Wayne just made a pine cone one.
Pine cone.
It's all pine cone. Yes, all pine cone handle with clear resin. He has it wrapped up. You know what? Fuck it. He's gonna get mad, but I'll open it up so you guys can see it.
He's enjoying a great game of Chutes and Ladders right now. I'm sure he won't mind.
I believe he's doing backgammon is what I'm assuming he's doing. God damn, he put so much tape on this thing. Uno momento, guys. What the fuck is it? If you guys ever need a tape, does an immaculate tape job.
I don't know, but there is a set of what's it called? We got a set of crutches there, and I don't know how someone with a hurt leg is going to get to the crutches. I'm feeling.
Well, they never left. They never left.
That's a really mean trick. Like, here you go, you fucking cripple. Your crutches are in the ceiling. Is that why Wayne couldn't make it?
Yeah, he labeled this wrong too. It says pine cone, and it's not the pine cone one. Now I have to find the pine cone one. He's a jerk and doesn't know how to label things right. It's bullshit. Let's see. Is this the pine cone one? I hope it is. I don't want to wait for my tape. You guys have any questions in the meantime while I'm doing this? So it's not awkward silence.
I don't know. This is kind of fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
I imagine this is what it's like to interact with you in real life.
No, I guess like, have you guys thought about doing like metals, like not just like things you can lathe, but maybe like aluminum?
Well, one we wouldn't. I don't think we would work with aluminum just because we use stainless steel in our actual handles, so we didn't want to cheap out on material. So we definitely went. God damn it! No, you know what? This one's nice too. Son of a bitch. So apparently, I have to open up the last one.
Well, Cam, we really appreciate you coming on and being so well prepared. Holy
Well,
shit.
you know.
Holy shit.
Resin
It's, you know, it's
Kings.
not
Resin Kings is like one's playing backgammon.
Yeah.
There we go. Finally found it. Okay. I gotta rewrap this because he's gonna get booty tickled like a mother. Anyways, so this is the pine cone handle.
That is pretty cool.
So we actually have pine cone in this business here. So it's clear resin with pine cone. Let me show you the other ones he actually made too. He made one with silver flakes and ebony wood. You guys can silver flakes in there.
It's very cool.
Yeah. So just different designs we have. We're putting a lot of different things in there. We actually did one with skulls in it. I don't know if you guys saw that one posted up on our page. Made one with the skulls on it that were glow in the dark actually.
So
Very cool.
what are the price point ranges of these pipes, and how do they differ? Like, is there like, how much is a resin handle compared to a wood and resin handle? You know, are there tiers? Are you gonna have multiple designs? Is it gonna be like the wood ones have a consistent look and the resin ones have consistent shape?
Well, so shape is right now we're taking custom orders. We're working on a batch release soon. But right now we're doing custom orders, so all the custom orders are all just dependent on what the consumer wants. I know the pine cone one was a little bit more. I'm still not gonna release price. If you want to know, you can ask or buy one. But we have different price points for different things, just because it depends on how much material we use and what kind of wood we use. Because we do buy the wood in from different retailers, or not retailers, but like wood companies that use exotic wood. I know that was just Fletcher was on a rant about exotic wood, whatnot, in the last Q&A section, but we found some really nice wood. Upwards of $40-$50 worth of wood that we found that are different. Like Paul's wand handle that he made, the coal wood just for the slab of piece that he gave us was $50, and it wasn't super large. It was maybe like a 2x4 worth of wood. So it's just dependent on the wood and how much resin we have to use.
Now, you guys are actually making, like, you're doing the resin and everything like yourselves, right? Am I correct with that?
Yes. Yes, actually,
You're,
you can see our pressure pot.
You're sourcing the actual wood, and then you're actually making the blocks that you're then turning.
Yeah, so that's our pressure pot that we have there, and then I don't know if you can see the bottles right there. Those are all the resin bottles that we have.
So you put the wood in there with the resin in the pressure pot to form the blanks.
Well, the blanks are to get rid of bubbles, so that when we're turning, there's not bubbles in it. It's not chips coming out while we're turning the resin and the wood.
Okay, so everything as of now has been basically a one of. You know, you're making them to order now with the batch releases. Can you talk about pricing with that?
We haven't set a certain price yet for the batch, and getting the ideas down for what we want to do for the batch release, because we want to make a consistent design, and it's two different people. So it's not just like one person, the one idea is stuck in his head and that's it. He has different designs. As you can see, all these are different designs. We have to come up with a solid design that's going to be work for the two of us, that are consistent, that we can do. That's pretty not necessarily easy, but just not too like crazy out of the ordinary, that we have to like buy different tools to use.
Right.
So we're working on that to see what we're going to do as far as how consistent the batch is going to be and what designs we're going to have. But when that does finalize, we'll probably have a set price and have a batch release, either on a website that we're going to design our own, or maybe Etsy.
Right. That's cool, man. And, you know, the reception has been great. And, you know, I think not to knock Mason because it's an alternate option for someone in that price range. Because I would say they're in the
Yes,
same price range. But I
absolutely.
love the aesthetic you guys have come up with. It's amazing. I think they look beautiful. And how long have you guys been practicing before?
You know what? To be honest with you, and this is the dead honest truth, the practice we did was on regular wood for a while. We just took some regular wood and tried lathing that. It and just to say, lathing's pretty fun. Just so you guys know, if you guys fun, it's a pretty fun stress reliever. But what was I saying? We got into that, and then we started actually practicing on small resin pieces, and then eventually we just put a mold together, drop some resin, and tried to made a fucking handle. That's it.
Very
There was no
cool.
there was not a lot of practice. Wood turning is it. I don't think it requires a lot of practice. Intricate designs, yeah, like what George and Regal does. But for what we're doing right now, we're not even tip of the iceberg of how we can design these things. We're we're two just regular dudes just doing it. But once we get used to it and actually get into how resin works with on a lathe, it's gonna be badass.
Yeah, and I mean, to me, that's one of the really cool things about what you're doing, and it's, in my opinion, a good reason to support you is you're two guys that are obviously in America, which is something that obviously me and Frank definitely like. But then the other thing of it is you guys are doing every step of the process. So like if I mean, you have the one that's made of the you have the pine cone in it. Like if I could call you up, hey, I want this kind of wood. I want you to add these flakes and that flakes, and I want it this long and make it this kind of shape, and you're going to actually go and source the individual pieces, and then you're going to
Yep.
be the guys who actually turn it into a block that you're going to turn, and then actually turn it and make the piece, which is pretty cool. I mean, nothing's being like outsourced at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's really cool, as opposed to cutting corners and we have these blocks and this is what they're going to look like and buying blanks. You guys doing it is definitely refreshing.
Yeah.
Which we wanted to bring to the market because a lot of things are either CNC'd and or they're machine cut or electric cut, or laser cut, whatever you want to call it. Um, we wanted to do it by hand, just because I feel like when you're freely designing, um, stuff just randomly comes out. Like that red handle. I don't know if you guys saw the one I made for Tony from Azure. That was all just I was literally turning down the block, making it round, and I was just all right. Let me see what I can how I can make this into something that looks nice or cool. That's something that I would rock. Like I would put on my hookah and be like, all right, this is a nice piece, you know. Like the grooves in the handle. Like I literally took my fingers like on the wood and then marked it up and did the gouges and stuff like that just to see how my hand would feel on the actual hookah. And then we would take on most of them we took the B2 mouth tips to keep that in mind, and we would put them on the end so that way, okay, we know that this is turned down small enough that it fits a mouth tip again.
Okay.
Because we have some that don't fit the mouth tips, which again, I mean, it's all different to what you want. We have one that has a bullet design, which one of our customers actually really liked, and he wanted this design. We can customize that too, so it doesn't have to necessarily be the thin mouth tips at the top. They can be the thicker ones because people like different styles.
Cool. All right. Well, Tommy, do you have anything else for him?
I don't have any other questions really. It was definitely cool having you on. But no, I think it's really cool. I definitely want to get one in the near future. I think that you're definitely doing a cool thing. And like I said, I mean,
Well, how would somebody get something? Let's say right now, before you have an Etsy store
yeah,
up, how would somebody find a Resin King? Like, would they have to message you just on?
We have an Instagram page, Resin Kings, at Resin Kings. We have a Facebook page, also just Resin Kings, and then you guys can reach us at our inner DMs on Facebook if you need to. We're pretty open about answering questions and getting back to people on time with price quotes and stuff like that,
Very cool.
and working with you. I know Wayne, and what he does is he actually takes pictures of the block. We actually did this for Derek. So we took pictures of the block, showed him what the colors look like. We actually pre-colored resin. So we use a little bit of resin and we color it and show you like, hey, is this the color you want? And we go from there. So we
Okay.
have an intricate process when it goes down to actually interacting with you and trying to figure out what you want in a design.
Right. So buying a custom piece is really a custom piece.
Yeah, it's legitimately like you're gonna be walking through the steps with me as I'm doing it to show you what the design's gonna look like, how you're gonna like it, and what colors you want prominent, what ones you don't. If you want the darker colors to be, more vibrant, clear, see through, whatever you want, we can do our best of our ability to customize for you.
Yeah. So I'll probably wait until you have like the Etsy store set up or something because I really don't want to have to talk to you that much.
That's fair. I still got the THL. I still got the THL chats. That's okay.
It's enough. It's already too much.
But I DM you every day, and you Snapchat me. What are you talking about?
But no, they look really cool, man. It's again. I mean, it's definitely something that I want to support. Very cool.
Thank you, appreciate it. And I know, Frank, you got your order coming in soon when we get those 50. By the way, we have 12-inch right now currently, and we're making a mold for the 15-inch soon, within maybe the next week or so. So look out for those. Those will be probably flying off the shelves because people have 15 inches more than 12 inches.
Very cool. Yeah, I like 15. I don't want the baby size.
He's got some compensating to do.
Oh, yeah. Tommy, I assume you want the 15 as well, too?
No, it's just nice to have something that's of similar length. But anyways, like...
Should I get you the 7-inch, 6-inch that I have here?
Cam, I don't want what you use.
It's cold in here. 4.25.
Oh. I tried to give you some length, bro. He was over here just giving you 4.25.
If he's excited.
You can't even buy a Subway footlong with that, bro.
Someone will enjoy it, but like,
oh Jesus Christ!
Definitely thank you for coming on, Cam. It's unfortunate we can have Wayne also. We definitely would have had questions for him too, but I'm glad what you guys are doing. It looks great, and
it really does.
We definitely would love to have you both on again, for sure.
Thank you, guys. Well, I'll go ahead and exit out here then.
All right, I'll catch you, brother.
Later, Cam.
There you guys.
Okay, let's go back to the other room.
All right. We're moving back to the regular bar.
Yeah, back to the regular bar.
Do we have other shit to talk about?
Not really. I don't know. We may.
We could.
We may, but it's already 12:40, and I don't know.
So what are you up to, Frank?
Honestly, dude, these shows, they take a lot of work to do this late.
I know. I see you moving your notes.
Yeah, I'm moving my notes out of the way, getting cleared out, getting zen, I'm going to be smoking after this in like 30-degree weather, so I need to be zen and ready to freeze my balls off.
Perfect.
All 4 inches of it, like you guys were saying. And, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be exciting. We may have the bar open after this, guys, because, me and Tommy want to talk about all you.
Yeah.
You're welcome to join there if you're part of THL the group on Facebook. If you're not, join. Don't be a loser. Don't be a loser. And it doesn't matter what age you are. We accept everybody.
No, it does. You have to be of legal age to be smoking, Frank. We don't let children in our group.
Okay. You have to be at least 18. That's right?
I think so. I think 19 in some states, but 18 works for us.
Hey, you're 18, come in. If you're watching this, you're 12. Get out of here right now.
No, you can watch. We need the views. Actually, if all 12-year-olds watching this on YouTube right now, please subscribe. We need the views. We need the numbers, but you can't join our group. You can learn a lot of stuff about hookah on our YouTube channel so that once you're 18, you're ready to be a THL trainer, but you can't come over to the group.
And right now, who's THL trainers? Just you and me?
I don't even know, Frank, because we had the other contest and we named a bunch of people THL trainers and then we modded them and they didn't get T-shirts. So does that mean they're not THL trainers? That's kind of messed up, man.
I don't know.
I know Steve is because I named Steve a THL trainer.
No, he's not.
You said he's not, but you're not in charge of who's a THL trainer.
You have to smoke. All right, so like, it's like the cardinal first rule. Sorry, Steve. Tell your girlfriend you're a man and smoke someplace, even in the middle of the fucking woods with Cal or in the park at night. But anyways,
if that's the case, then we're in trouble because I believe that Brandon was also a THL trainer. He was in that group of mods that we THL trainered and modded them.
Well,
and he definitely doesn't smoke anymore.
These new THL trainers are going to be top class people that are going to be winners. They can be winners.
Winners who smoke.
And they're going to be like suddenly get a boost of energy and start winning so much.
Yeah.
Stop being a loser. Check the post for the details. Okay? If you don't know where the post is, join the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, or you're not in the Facebook
group. You gotta mention Derek's giveaway because I don't know the details of it. I can't remember now.
Dude, it's too late for me to remember details. It's 12:40, 1 o'clock.
I know. I've been thinking about it for like 10 minutes. I cannot remember it.
Yeah. So there's a giveaway happening. I don't know what it is.
Oh man, Derek, please tell the people about the giveaway. Oh boy. So what else? What else should we touch on? Are we signing off? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I think they're pretty good.
That's about it for live. We went over versatile hookahs. We talked about Resin Kings. We talked about THL Trainer. If anything that we did or said in this live made you upset, hurt your feelings, made you feel some kind of way, by all means, please go live on our group for at least a half hour to tell us how unimportant we are because we love that.
Or just leave. You could do that too. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. If we hurt your feelings, I don't care. Thank you for being with us. We're going to continue to be here and say things that may hurt your feelings. And quite frankly, I don't care. All right, guys. Thank you for being a THL member and joining us today.
Don't be a loser.
Don't be a loser. See you next Thursday.